This is an explosive gas testing meter. So you want to test about a 1/4 inch away. You want to focus the tests on the couplings and the joints. And you want to test 360 degrees around every fitting. Valves, union joints, let me find a union. There isn't a union. Are the most likely to leak. You want to inspect flex lines for kinks, and this little ring here will show a date. Ring before 1974, you have to recommend replacing them. BPI requires that during any combustion testing, you're testing for ambient carbon monoxide the entire time. So this is with me in the CAS zone. Scott had it running, sitting there in the background, testing for carbon monoxide. We check it periodically to ensure that the levels don't exceed 35 parts per million. A level of 35 parts per million, we're supposed to leave the home, ventilate, and recommend to the homeowner that they not come back until the space has been ventilated. We're going to conduct the combustion safety testing right now, which begins with the gas line testing and a quick assessment of the equipment. We want to look over the equipment, get a feel for what type of equipment, make sure there's no serious safety errors that would preclude us from turning the equipment on. We want to gather some data about the equipment, and from there we go to the very formal BPI process of combustion appliance zone testing. We are in the appliance zone right now, and I'm just going to look over the equipment real quick. This is a atmospherically vented furnace. This is the flue pipe. It's commonly vented with the water heater, which is also atmospherically vented. This is the smaller appliance. This is where the combustion testing will start. We look over the nameplate data. The nameplate's on the inside of the appliance right there. It lists the make, the model, the manufacturer, the capacity, some of the technical details that the technicians might want to use. We'll note that for our report and to give us an idea of how this thing is supposed to perform. We've already drilled these holes. Scott drilled these holes. This is where we'll test for the draft. And here on this one, you want to put this hole 1 to 2 feet past the breech or any elbow. You want to get it into a laminar flow. You don't want the swirling flow. So this hole, foot past the first elbow, we'll test there for draft. We're also going to be testing for undiluted carbon monoxide. And this is dilution air. So we want to get tested at a location before this air gets diluted going into here, and that's up inside here. In the hot water heater, we'll test for undiluted CO beneath this point. This is the dilution hood. Hot water heaters have something in their stack called a turbulator that divides it into 2 points. So we're going to test on each side. Each burner will get a test for undiluted CO. So we've looked over the equipment, we've checked for any venting problems, and we find that the equipment looks like it's safe to be tested. It's nothing that will preclude us from energizing it. The site looks safe. We're going to proceed with the BPI process for combustion zone testing.